Well, hey there, welcome to another alignment break. I'm Nova Whiteman, and I created these alignment break videos to help you learn how to get in, stay in, and recover to that lovely sweet spot of alignment, of feeling good, calm, clear, centered, content, tuned in, tapped in, turned on, connected to source energy, your intuition, your higher self. More often, right? So there's a lot that goes into this process. I do this process with my clients. I've been practicing it myself for well over a decade. And my aim with these videos is to give you little pieces that you can apply right away and practice to create more of that sense of alignment in your own life. Now, today's topic or question rather comes from one of you. Remember, I've been asking you to send me your questions about alignment, vibrational living, conscious manifestation, all that jazz. And this one came in from somebody who wants to know how to bring in more abundance into their life, particularly in the form of money, right? Fair question. We all kind of want to know that. And this is a topic that I could actually speak to really in depth. Like this is more meant for, say, a master class or even a several week course because there's so many different layers to it. However, for the sake of keeping these nice and short and easily digestible and applicable, I'm going to offer you two access points to this topic. And I call them access points because, these are two ways that we can approach the subject and create meaningful change without a ton of resistance. So, in other words, it's fairly easy to do. So, essentially, with the topic of abundance, especially in the form of financial wealth or money, etc., it all comes down to our relationship with money, how we perceive it, how we interact with it, how we speak to it, what we believe about money. So, for example, if you were brought up believing that money is the root of all evil and that only greedy evil people have a lot of money, then that's going to color your thoughts, which are creative, which is going to impact the words you speak about it, also creative, and your actions and behavior, also creative. And all of that put together is going to create your experience of abundance and money. So the first place that I encourage my clients to look on this topic, which always comes up in the beginning of our coaching relationship, because it is one of the biggies of life, right? Love and money, which, by the way, those two topics are very, very interrelated and connected. The very first place we look is at those beliefs. What beliefs do you hold? So if I were standing in your shoes, and I was at one point, I've done this work a lot, and every now and then we'll kind of do a little check-in with myself, I would begin by just writing out all your thoughts, beliefs, and perspectives about the topic of money and abundance itself. What do you find yourself saying? What do you find yourself thinking? How do you find yourself acting and responding? And you can even look to see which of the like biggies in your money story and money experience, like the kind of cliche-ish phrases like money doesn't grow on trees, there's never enough, money is the root of all evil, 98% of marriages end in divorce because of money issues. Granted, I made that number up, but you get my drift. Like, look at those ones. Which ones are active in your experience and in your story? Which ones did you watch your parents demonstrate that you just either consciously or unconsciously inherited? And to give you some framework, I mean, I would just write them all out, get them all out so you can actually see them on paper, bring them to consciousness, which is going to help you catch yourself in those stories, in those patterns, and therefore help you change the trajectory of it. This is something you can do on your own in a nice focused journaling session. You can do it with your own coach or a trusted confidant who can hold the space for you. One resource I'll recommend, I did some training with a woman named Morgana Ray. She has a method called Financial Alchemy. You might want to check her out, Morgana Ray. Gosh, I don't know her current website. It's got to be morganaray.com or Charmed Life Coaching. something like that. She's got a workbook that's great and helps take you through a process to actually change your relationship with money. So I definitely check that out. But at the very least, sit down with yourself and identify some of those beliefs that are running the show, and maybe you didn't even know it. Maybe you have this idea of, oh, that person must have a lot of money. When you say it kind of judgmentally, even subtle things like that. Or if you've always been a kind of live paycheck to paycheck person, what belief is active or behind that? Bring that to consciousness. And then you can do a simple clearing of it once you have these identified, and you can begin the process of it and changing it energetically just by, either ceremoniously burning the piece of paper that you wrote the beliefs on and saying, I hereby willingly release these beliefs, and I'm open to changing them into something more supportive, or even better suited to who I am and who I want to be. And just kind of like a symbolic gesture to the universe, because it's all energy, it's all a vibration. However you do it, it's going to change how you feel about the subject of money. And at the very least, help you start clearing away some of those layers. I will say it's an ongoing process. Like I said, I check in with myself a lot on this subject to see, maybe which ones are active, which old beliefs I didn't catch the first time around, or maybe even some new ones that I developed as a result of my new experience of money. But get those beliefs out on paper, bring some consciousness to them, and start to move that energy. Secondly, and this can only be done after you have done the first tip or the first suggestion I made regarding beliefs. And I should say it can be done anytime, but it's going to be most effective if you've kind of addressed those underlying beliefs and have begun to move that energy. But that is to start noticing where abundance already exists in your world, and financially start looking at what you do have as, a blessing, as abundance, whether it's $1 in your bank account or several thousand, wherever you're at with it. Start seeing it for what it is, rather than looking at it and going, I only have this much. If you see a quarter on the ground, pick it up and thank the universe. The universe can create, a quarter, 25 cents, as easily as it can create $25 million. There's no difference in the universe's mind or the frequency. It's just in how you're interacting with it. So if you look at that quarter and you say, oh, it's just a quarter, I'm going to walk right past it, that's the same as saying, oh, I don't need that abundance, or I don't want that abundance. So start looking at where abundance already exists: an abundance of freedom and flexibility in your schedule, an abundance of love and family and friendships that you can turn to, an abundance of beauty in your environment, an abundance of comfy yoga pants. I swear to God, I have about 30 pairs and I'm super grateful for them. That's abundance. Start acknowledging that, and acknowledge, when you write your bills, or not write your bills, nobody fills out checks anymore, do they? When you're paying your bills in whatever format you do, acknowledge it with gratitude and appreciation that you have the money to pay for, the electricity, and appreciate the electricity that you have in your home. And not in the sense of, oh, I should really feel grateful for this because there are people in the world who don't. Like, yeah, that's a good way to approach it to an extent, but it's like two vibrations. Like, yay, I'm grateful, but oh, I should be even more grateful. And you're actually, down on yourself because you're aware that there are others out there who don't have it. I'm not saying don't be aware of that, but in terms of practicing the frequency of abundance, you really want to keep it clear of, gosh, I appreciate electricity. I appreciate my ability to pay for air conditioning when it's hot out in the summer, and leave it at that. Because what this does is it's what I call vibrational currency. So you've got paper currency, right? You've got money, you've got cash, you've got electronic or digital currency, right? This is vibrational currency, where you begin to see everything as abundance. Like if you think about it this way, if you look at the abundance, just to take my silly example, I don't think it's silly, you might, of 30 pairs of yoga pants. Well, what are yoga pants to me? They're the ability to feel very comfortable. I don't even think about like, feeling like, oh, I can't breathe in these jeans that are digging into my stomach, or can't, whatever it might be. It's giving me freedom and abundance of comfort, which increases my vibration, which helps me to feel better, which allows me to receive more easily. So you can start to kind of connect the dots that way and see it as actual currency. It's contributing to my ability by wearing comfy clothes to be focused in my work, which allows me to bring in financial income. So you can do it that way. But really, honestly, guys, the universe knows no difference. The universe doesn't just sit there and only operate within the confines of financial cash money. It's going to bring you the essence of what you are asking for. So if you're asking for and acknowledging the abundance that exists, it's going to give you more of that abundance, because that's the vibration that you're practicing. So clear those beliefs, or bring some consciousness to them first and foremost, so that you can get that energy moving. And then get really diligent and consistent. Consistency is always going to be the key here, of looking for the abundance that already exists, acknowledging it, thanking it, feeling immense gratitude and appreciation for it, because then you're practicing the vibration more consistently of abundance and financial abundance, which will draw it into your experience even more. Now, like I said, these are just 2 access points. This is a topic that we can go into more deeply, so I'll likely create another kind of like a part 2 video on this at some point, or create an entire class on it. But start there and look to see, then play the observer. How does that shift my experience of abundance, and my ability to be in alignment with abundance and wealth and financial, ever increasing financial bank account balance? You get the drift. So that's my answer to you, who asked this question, and anybody. I mean, again, it's a subject that's relevant to all of us, no matter where your finances are currently at. If you have a question you would like me to address in one of these videos and kind of give you that like straight to the point, access point, start practicing it now, easily digestible answer, please ask me. Email me at nova@novawhiteman.com, or hit the reply button on this email if you're receiving it in an email format. Comment on the video if it's on YouTube. And really, I appreciate you liking the video and subscribing to this channel. That helps with my YouTube algorithms and all that jazz, to get this stuff out there to more people who may find it helpful. If you want to go a little bit more deeply on the alignment work and alignment concepts, you can take my free 3-day e-course, How to Raise Your Vibration in 3 days. That's on my website, novawhiteman.com. Again, it's completely free. You can join my membership program. You can find more. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes here because I always forget things, and then later I'm like, dang it, you should have said that. So I have little sticky note cheat sheets. You can go to novawhiteman.com/membership if you want more of that accountability and guidance, and like that hands-on guidance, because you can ask questions in that group directly to your experience, and I will guide you on that. Or you can buy my book, Awake and Aligned, How to Navigate the Human Experience as a Spiritual Being. Those are the biggies anyway, but if you want more help and assistance with this work, it's out there. Until next time, guys, send me your questions. I hope this has helped. Let me know if it's helped, or if you have any follow-up questions. But otherwise, I'll speak with you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.